is the how-tos. You know, it's the scripts, it's the closing skills, the invitation, the presenting, all of those things. And listen, I'm going to give you no shortage of how-tos in this course. You're going to get a lot of that. But if we don't start out with the foundation, if I don't get into your mind, if I don't get into who you are as a person, I'm really doing a disservice to you. And so, listen, the how-tos are never enough. It's all about the inner game. If how-tos were enough, we'd all be rich, skinny, and happy. So it is less about the how-tos, and it's really more about who you are as a person when it comes to becoming a millionaire in network marketing.
So he said it's more about who you are in order for you to be successful in network marketing. So our topic today is the foundation for network marketing success. For you to be a millionaire in this business, you must know the foundation. So let's listen to what Mr. Matt is telling us about the foundation in order for you to become a millionaire in our business.
And I'll just tell you, for me, becoming a millionaire in network marketing, if I look at what I had to do in order to make that happen, you know, the how-tos of it, the how-tos were really not that difficult. The most difficult thing by far was believing it could happen to me. I had to become the kind of person who could earn $1 million before I could ever have the check. And that's going to be true for you. You have to become a millionaire before you're ever going to get the money. You've got to become the top rank in your company before you ever get the pin. See, it's never about, you know, once I have the results, then I'll become the person. You have to become the person first before you'll ever have the results.
So the first point he's talking about here is belief. He said you can never have what you desire if you cannot see it in your mind eyes. That's what he's trying to say. Many of us want to start earning money in this business, but the truth is we think we want to make money, but we don't desire to make money. That's the truth. You want to be a millionaire. Have you seen yourself being a millionaire? Because it starts from the inward. It starts from the inward. You have to become a millionaire mentally, meaning you need to change your personality. You need to change what you're doing. You need to change your attitude in order to bring the fulfillment of that which you desire inward, outward, to become a reality. That is what Mr. Matt is trying to explain to us.
Kind of like when I meet people and they say, man, you know, if I only had my dream spouse, then I'd be happy. Listen, chances are your dream spouse, they already want someone who is already happy. So become happy so you can attract that person. And this is all about foundation. And here's a quote that I want you to write down. I want you to never forget this the rest of your career in network marketing. But that is to build a really tall building, you have to dig a really deep foundation. And I'll tell you, my foundation phase was a lot longer than I wanted. It was over 5.
So he said to build a tall building, this is like a phase. If you want to become a millionaire, then you must build deep. And building deep starts with yourself. He said to build a really tall building, you must have a deep foundation. So let me ask us, what quality of knowledge, what quality of action have you executed to have the desired results that you want in this business? Yes, you don't know everything, but now we already have leaders that are guiding us. We have systems that you need to follow. It's so funny, I was discussing with someone this morning and I was like, okay, this is your list. Now, the next thing we need to do is this. We need to call all your contacts. If you don't have money, if you don't have time, then pay so amount of money so that someone can do the calling for you. Now, the funny thing, this lady said, I don't have time and I don't have money. Trust me, if you don't have time and you don't have money, even God cannot help you in this business. Little things you are to do by yourself, you don't want to do, and yet you expect results. Have you ever seen any provision store or supermarket that chooses to close their door, the door to their supermarket, and go home to relax, and customers come out dropping money by the doorstep? It's never done. So we must know that there are things we need to do, actions we need to do. We need to personalize, not just doing it once, but intentional. through the supervision and guidance of your uplines and your leaders in this business.
Years before I got to a full-time income. But what happened along that journey, I have to look back at it now and I have to be grateful, because I know if I hadn't gone through that struggle, if I didn't spend so much time working on myself through personal development, through reading books, through going to seminars, through all of the things that I did, I don't think I'd end up having the kind of success that I have had today. And I am kind of a simple guy. I like to break it down to basics. And so the formula for success is pretty simple. Your success and your wealth is going to be equal to your financial vehicle multiplied by your effort, multiplied by your skill.
So he said the success he created was as a result of small action he did consecutively, consistency over a long period of time. Now, the formula for success, we already know. The first formula of success we already know in the RDI is that success is a progressive realization of a worthy goal or idea. That has always been our mantra in RDI. Now, to break it down to action execution steps, success is what? A financial vehicle multiplied by your efforts and your skills. That is all it means. Now, the question is, do you have the financial vehicle? Yes, we have the empowered consumerism business system. We have the social shared connected economy of AIM Global as a financial what? Vehicle, which gives us residual income. Because I remember our director, Mr. Nonso, was telling us about financial vehicle, that you should be mindful of the financial vehicle you're using to create income. Now, if the financial vehicle you're using to create income is something that you need to be active for the rest of your life, then trust me, you can never attain wealth. But if the financial vehicle you're using to create income is that which ensures you build a system over a long period of time, which can give you residual income at which you can retire or leverage on other people's efforts and time, then trust me, you can be successful. So we already have the financial vehicle. The next thing is what? Multiplied by effort. What are the actions you're taking in order to ensure that you're building a powerful business in our financial vehicle business, which is the AIM Global? Because your effort is needed. Thank God this is a leverage business whereby you are leveraging on each and every one of our time, each and every one of our efforts, and on the system. And the last but not the least is what? Multiplied by your skills. I need us to write down this formula for success. Success is a progressive realization of a worthy goal or idea. In order to break it down into an action executing term, success is a financial vehicle multiplied by your efforts and multiplied by your skills. You must have the skills that is needed for you to succeed in this business. This is my third year in this business. I won't tell you I've mastered all the skills. Every day new things keep coming up, new behavior keep exhibiting, and we keep learning more skills to be better in the business. So you must learn the 7 core skills that you need to succeed in this business, and that we are going to treat later.
And so, I believe the financial vehicle of network marketing is the greatest financial vehicle in the world. There's no other profession in the world that allows you to make the kind of money that you can make, have the kind of time freedom, and be able to spend your life just helping other people. And so you are in the right profession. Then it boils down to your effort and your skill. And we're going to talk more about the financial vehicle of network marketing in another module. We're going to talk about effort. I'm going to go through the numbers of what you'll have to go through, in my opinion, if you want to go out and produce $1 million results. And then the final thing is skill. And I just commend you. I applaud you for investing in this program, in this 7-week coaching program, because it is going to put you in the top 1% of all network marketers in the world. You are going to be part of the elite of the elite. So do not sell yourself short and skip out on any of the lessons. Do not skip out on any of the modules, because at the end, I'm going to give you marching orders that are going to create tangible results for you, in my opinion. And if you skip the modules, if you skip this foundation building phase, it is not going to work for you like you really want it to. And so as I go through this, again, it may not be the sexiest thing in the world, but in my opinion, it is the most important. And what I want to jump into here.
So now we are going to talk about the lifestyle success formula. Each and every one of us joined this business because of a reason. We all have our why. The reason why we said yes to this business. What kind of lifestyle do you desire in this business? So right now we're about to listen to the formula, how to break down the efforts you need to bring into the business, the skills. But before that, the fundamental is your mind. We all need to set our mind right, because the truth is, many of us, our mind is so polluted that even the success you desire is just like a mere fantasy. Let me tell you, every successful person you see in this business and in the world became intentional from the inward, from the mind, because the truth is, you can never attain what you cannot create in your mind. So let's listen carefully to the success lifestyle formula that we need to succeed, to start building our mind first, which is the foundation of us being successful in whatever we want to do.
Is the lifestyle success formula, and it really kind of boiling down to what to expect. Now, I owned my own network marketing company for almost 5 years, and I ended up hiring a retention firm. And what they do is they go out and they've surveyed thousands and thousands of people who have quit network marketing. And the number one reason why people quit network marketing is because of false expectations. They expected it to be easy, and when it wasn't easy like they expected, they quit, they gave up. And this is a career plan. In fact, I think I heard this from Eric Worre the first time, but it's the 1357 career plan, which basically says if you're new to network marketing, it's going to take you about a year to just figure out what you're doing. It's going to take you a year to become competent. And what this course is all about, it's about shortening and lessening the learning curve. It's about collapsing these time frames. But for the average person, it takes about a year just to figure it out. It takes about 3 to 5 years to get to a full-time income. It takes about 5 to 7 years to get to multiple six figures per year. And it takes about 7 to 10 years to become world-class. And these numbers, obviously there is no guarantee. If I look at my background in network marketing, after a year, I probably was not real confident. It took me about a little over 5 years to get full-time. Now, I got started at 18 and I had a lot of growth that I needed to go through. But what happened was between 5 to 7 years, I got to a multiple six-figure a year income. And then within 7 to 10 years, I really felt like I was world-class. Like I could just, if I had to start from scratch and do it all over again, I could do that.
Now he's telling us about his own personal experience, because he was the one that built his company, started from the scratch. But now we already have the AIM Global Business System. We have the RDI NGO mentorship and support program. Each and every one of us here, I always tell people, if you've not given this business your best for at least 1 year, 2 years, then trust me, you have no reason to say this business is not working. It's just like many of us will give birth to a child. Is it possible for your child to start talking and walking in less than at least 1 year? It's not. Many of us give birth to our child and we know how careful, intentional, daily, consecutively, being consistent in breeding that child to be an adult. Now, in this business, your first year should be committed in learning. Become competent. Meaning, as you're learning, you're acting on what you're learning, you're making mistakes, you're becoming better. Don't even focus on making too much money, because the truth is, while you're learning, acting and making mistakes, becoming better, you're making money. But the most important thing is for you to become competent. I remember when I started this business 3 years ago, my first year, in fact, if I should look back, I would laugh at myself. But the truth is that is a phase. You must experience it. Now, I always tell people, giving this business at least 3 years of your life, 4 years of your life, intentional, consistently building it. Trust me, after 3 years, you can retire to financial freedom. You can at least make a reasonable amount of money. With the mentorship and coaching program of RDI NGO, you can become a millionaire in less than 1 year. You can become a millionaire in less than 6 months. We have many of them. But the question is, what effort are you putting in? What skills are you learning? Are you taking advantage of this, of the coaching program, the system the RDI has laid out, our RDI leadership system? Are you taking advantage of the system that has been laid out for you to climb the success ladder in this business? Because you don't even need 7 years, 10 years. You don't need 5 years, 7 years to become a millionaire. This man is just telling us he became a millionaire 5 to 7 years because he is the one that started the company from the scratch. But now, you are not the one starting the company. Our company is already existing for 15 years in the world and 9 years in Nigeria. They've already established it for us. The system has already been laid out for us. The RDI NGO is there coaching us. We are taking advantage of the coaching program to grow in the business. Trust me, what this man achieved in 10 years, you can actually achieve it in 3 years, 4 years doing this business. That is what I'm trying to explain to us. You can actually achieve it. Focus in this business. With this mentorship program, at least what he became competent in 1 year, you can actually become competent in 2 years. And guess what? Once you become competent, it doesn't end there. You keep growing. Our business is not a business that you attain to a level and stop learning. No, because it's a business that you must keep innovating. It involves human being. Behaviors are changing. The economy is changing. The world is changing. You must keep changing as things are changing and upgrading your skill to keep being relevant in the world till the end. And thank God we have the best system so far in the world, which is the AIM Global. And more importantly, we have the RDI NGO's coaching and mentorship program that is guiding us step by step in the action, in the efforts you need to take. We all have leaders working with us, mentoring us, holding us by the hand, leading us through in those skills that we need to acquire, doing it with us, sometimes doing for us. But if you're here and you really need massive success in this business, don't be someone that they'll keep doing for. While your leaders are doing for you, take action. Start doing with them. Because while you are doing with them, time will come when you can do it by yourself and you start teaching the new ones coming after you. Because the moment customers start connecting after you, you become a leader in the business.
And a quick note here, this plan works only if you really show up. If you are, number one, learning, if you're putting in the effort, if you're attending events, if you're doing all the things necessary, these are some of the numbers that I think you should expect. Now, if you believe you can do it a lot sooner, let's go for it. There's no reason why it has to take this long, but what I'm saying essentially is sometimes you have to be a little bit patient with yourself. And so, this is a quick visual of really what people expect success in network marketing to look like. It's like I get in, I'm going to produce some activity, I'm going to get instant results, and then all of a sudden I'm going to be living this amazing lifestyle. And those of you, if you've been in network marketing for...
It's so funny that this is the expectation of many of us. In fact, even I myself, when I came into this business 3 years ago, this was my expectation. I do what they ask me to do, I get results, I live the lifestyle within a very short period of time. But the truth is, with time, through the mentorship and coaching program I was receiving from the RDI NGO, I knew that it takes more than that. For me to build a strong, lasting system, it takes more than that. So what activities are you doing? Because many of us, like you said, you need to be patient with yourself, but make sure you're undergoing the process. It may take Mr. A 1 month to earn 500,000. Mr. B, it could take him 1 month to make his first 100,000. Know that everybody's activity and phase results are different. You must know that. The way it is for Mr. A may not be the way it is for Mr. B. Why? Because everybody have their capability. But the truth is, as long as you're consistent in doing what you're doing, you must produce your own results. It's all about you being patient with the process while taking action on the system.
For any amount of time, you realize it may not, exactly work exactly this way. And here's a quick visual that, again, the first couple sections here, Eric Worre actually drew this out for me. And he said, what success in network marketing actually looks like is more like this. And you can see the curve there of activity leading to results, leading to lifestyles. And what it really all boils down to is a few simple disciplines practiced every day. And it's one thing to look at this and understand it logically, but here's where the challenge is. If you look at that first area on the left where the activity is, it just doesn't seem to matter. You're putting in all of this effort and you're not reaping the benefits. And it's one of the things that's true in network marketing, like is true in traditional business. If you're starting a business, there's usually some time that you have to put in before you turn a profit. And the average business, you're looking at 2 to 5 years before you turn a profit. In network marketing, people are upset if they don't turn a profit their first week. And so, that's the challenge. It's like I'm doing all this work, and I'm not getting paid. And if you carry through with the program, you notice the growth curve all of a sudden kind of goes way up, doesn't it? And it's that consistent effort over time. Now, if you look at the formula for failure, it's a few errors in judgment repeated every day. And again, it doesn't really seem to matter. If you're, you start off making a few errors in judgment, it doesn't seem to matter. It's kind of like with your body. If you're eating a greasy, fattening cheeseburger and you do that, 2, 3, 4, 5 days in a row, it doesn't really seem to matter. It's not like you've put on a bunch of weight, but if you consistently do that every single day, if you're eating, greasy cheeseburgers and chocolate bars and fattening foods, you do that consistently over time, and that is going to lead to negative results in your body. And kind of like success with working out, you go to the gym and it's like, man, I worked out really hard today. How come I don't have a 6-pack abs? How come I don't have 5% body fat? Well, it's simple disciplines that you've got to practice every day if you want to have the results. And so here's what I'm going to encourage you to have is really get into entrepreneurial thinking. See, the average person, the reason why they live average lives is because they expect to trade hours for dollars. I work 40 hours and I make 40 hours worth of income. And in network marketing, what happens, it's kind of like this. It's work, get paid. And then work, get paid. My buddy Eric Grozbowski says it best. And he says, if you just continually keep going, it gets to the point where you go into a situation where you go work, get paid, 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 get paid. That's the way it works in network marketing, but you've got to put in the time when it doesn't seem to matter. And it seems like in the beginning, you're putting in so much effort, but you're not getting any rewards. Well, it all switches and it gets to the point where when you have a large organization, you're making so much income, whether you work or not. It's that residual aspect. And so I just want to give you hope. If you've been struggling, this is really what it was like for me. I worked, and it was like, when is it all going to come together? And I just kept working on myself. I kept working on my skills. I kept going to seminars. I kept reading books. I kept listening to audios. And then all of a sudden it came together and the lifestyle all of a sudden just unfolded. Now on the next slide here.
So he was talking about putting in the work. So can someone tell me what he defines success in the curve? He defines success in the curve to be what? A few simple disciplines practiced every day. A few simple disciplines that while you're putting in the work and the time, as long as you are being consistent with it. There are people that in 1 month they produce massive results. There are people that in 3 months they produce massive results. But you don't just produce and remain there. You must keep putting in the work. So who can tell me the definition of failure in the curve that he just explained to us right now? Go to the chat box and tell me the definition of failure. Go to the chat box. We already know that let me know if we are really following. We already know that the definition of success through this curve, he said success is a few simple discipline practiced every day. But what is failure? Can someone tell me in the chat box? These our people, you guys don't even know how to do ESCO. Now, this is not the kind of school we go in the university and the rest. Everything you need to know is made open. It's just for you to be intentional in learning. The definition of failure is already on the screen, but nobody seems to be telling me what the definition of failure is. Or should I start unmuting us? What's the definition of failure? Okay, Mr. Toby said a few wrong judgments practiced every day. Now, why do I request for this definition? Some of us, when we are doing activity, working, inviting, following up on people, presenting, sharing video, prospecting, it's as if all the activities we are doing is not yielding results. Therefore, we start slacking down. Tomorrow, we decide not to do anything. In fact, some of us, I used to monitor some of our WhatsApp group. Some persons, they'll prospect today, they'll do follow-up today. Even despite in our general WhatsApp group, I'll send some picture, I'll say, do this. Out of every 100 persons, only 2 or 3 persons will do it. And yet, you want success. Some of us like, oh, I'm tired. You post and stop. You post and stop. Trust me, that is a destination that leads to failure. Why? Because of what? You're not consistent. The activities you're doing, when you see that it's the result you're looking for is not forthcoming, you start declining to failure, which means you're now judging yourself. You have errors in judgment, and every day you keep having those errors in judgment, and where will it land you? Failure. But when you keep doing the activity, you are not giving up, you keep being consistent. Guess what? Few simple discipline practice every day gives you what? Success. That is what he's trying to talk about.
I kept working on myself. I kept working on my skills. I kept going to seminars. I kept reading books. I kept listening to audios. And then all of a sudden it came together, and the lifestyle all of a sudden just unfolded. Now, on the next slide here, this is what success in network marketing feels like. And sometimes this is kind of like your group or your income. Is you get started and maybe it takes you a little while to have some results, but then you have some results and then it goes down. You know, it's like I built a group to 20 people and then it went down to 10, or maybe you build a group to 100 people and it goes down to 60. And this is the valley of death for most network marketers. This is what takes most people out of the game. Well, actually, most people never even get started, but for those that do get started, it's this valley that takes them out. And the way I look at it is I wanted someone to tell it to me straight. And I'm going to tell it to you straight. There's going to be a challenge. I've never seen anyone go straight up. Every $1 million, multi-million-dollar earner I've ever met and know in network marketing, they've gone through this valley. They've gone backwards before they went up. It's kind of like climbing a mountain. You know, if you saw any of my videos when I was climbing Mount Kilimanjaro, you know, we'd go up. One day we went up to 15,000 feet, and then we went all the way back down to 13,000 feet. We basically finished the day at about the same elevation that we started at. And it's like I went all day, went up, and then we had to go all the way back down. Well, listen, sometimes to get to the top of the mountain, you have to go down for a period of time before you can climb back up. And so I want you to just realize if you're going through a valley, sometimes you just have to expect that. It is part of the game. The key is to keep going. Now, I'm going to go a little bit deeper here. And if we go back to, you know, the original chart here, the success failure chart, you've got your activity leads to results, and your results lead to the lifestyle. So the lifestyle comes from results, and the results come from activity. And this is what most people focus on. They only focus on the activity. And what happens is when you just focus on the activity, if you don't have the motivation to go out and produce results, if the phone weighs 800 pounds and you just feel like you can't pick it up, you can't force yourself or you can't will yourself to go take the do the activity, then you've got to go a little bit deeper. And I'm speaking to you from personal experience. This is how I lived my life the first few years. It was like, why will I not go make the calls? Why will I not go meet people? And I was just trying to force myself to do it. I'd say, all right, I'm going to go to the mall, and I'm not going to leave the mall until I get 5 phone numbers. And I'd walk around for 3 hours and I'd get no phone numbers. And I had to go deeper than just looking at the activity. I just couldn't seem to get myself to will myself to do it. And so on the next chart here, what you notice is activity is actually the fourth when it comes to, the success formula.
So he's talking about activity. The success that you want to see in this business, the lifestyle, comes from the results you produce. And the results you produce comes from the activity. Today is Monday. How many of us have actually followed up on all our prospects that said they'll be paying this week? How many of us have actually sent out follow-up message or even given value? Our next business presentation is on Wednesday by 7 p.m. How many of us have actually done this thing? How many of us have actually listed out the names of all those we want to invite, the new customers we are inviting by Wednesday? How many of us have done that? So you need to have activity. Okay, so sorry about the network. So like I was saying, activities. You must be intentional with the activities. Today, how many organizations, how many parastatals do you intend sending our NGO letter to? How many organizations are you going to share our questionnaires and flyers? Because this business is a number game. How many contacts, your friends, your family, are you reaching out to on your Facebook, on your Instagram, on your WhatsApp? We already have the prospecting and invitation materials. If you don't have it, request it from your leaders, your upline. Today is Monday. Today, since our business presentation is going to be on Wednesday, today should be the day that you are prospecting and inviting each and every one of them. We have systems to doing each and every one of activities I just listed. Tomorrow is Tuesday. We are supposed to be calling them to invite them against Wednesday. Those of them we invited on Saturday, have you called them? Have you done your follow-up calls on them? So you must know that the activities you're doing is very, very important. You program your mind, you have your belief, you feel the results you want to produce and go out to take action on the activities that will give you those results.
Activity comes from feelings. Call that motivation. If you're motivated to make the calls, you're more likely to make the calls. If you're motivated to go to the gym, you'll go to the gym. But if you don't have the proper motivation, you're not going to do the activity. So where does the feeling and the motivation? That comes from your belief system, your belief about who you are, your capabilities, your confidence, your belief about other people, your belief about network marketing. See, everything, really kind of rises and falls based on your beliefs. And where do your beliefs come from? Your beliefs come from your programming. And so I'm going to break down kind of a lot of the science of the human mind here. And this is something that I think you absolutely want to take notes on. You want to understand this formula, because over the years in network marketing, you're going to have so many people that come to you and they're struggling. And I know for me, for many, many years, I felt like almost a bad leader, because someone would come to me and they'd say, I'm doing the right scripts, I'm making the right calls, I'm saying the right things, but I just can't seem to produce results. And what I would do is I would try and go through and try and, tweak their script and, have them follow a different system. And what I finally realized, and this is when my ability to coach others really skyrocketed, is when I realized it's not about the how-tos, it's about them as a person. See, I started creating results even though I didn't really understand this. It's because I spent so long working on my foundation. I spent so long working and, you know, correcting my belief system. I started having results, but I didn't realize other people were broken like I was. And so what I started doing as a coach, a coach to other people, was really showing people how to change their belief system, change who they are, how to reprogram themselves, and, you know, how to, in a way, you could call it brainwashing. Am I saying you have to brainwash people? In a way, yes. Their minds are dirty. Your mind is, you know, needs some cleanup in some cases. And so we've got to focus on the programming. That is the root of everything, is the programming. So let's get into, you know, how you're programmed. And so there's three main ways that you have been programmed. And again, this programming leads to your belief. The beliefs lead to everything else. And so the first way is flat out your experiences. So maybe your success and failures. So maybe you've been involved in network marketing for a number of years, and maybe you failed in the past. And what most people would tend to believe is that if they failed in the past, they're not a good network marketer. Maybe you've been in network marketing for 5 or 6 years like I was, and you still haven't, you know, hit the home run. You still haven't gotten to a full-time income. And that could lead you to just look bad upon yourself and say, you know what, I'm not a good network marketer. And you could also look at childhood circumstances. You know, I shared some of my childhood in the intro video. You know, I grew up with a father who went to prison, was an alcoholic, would leave me at, remember, he left me at baseball practice, forgot to pick me up one day, left me stranded at the library. I had to run home in the rain as a 10-year-old boy. You know, I had things like that happen that affected my belief system about my self-worth. He committed suicide when I was 13 years old. And, you know, I felt like, wow, if my father really loved me, then he wouldn't have he wouldn't have abandoned me like that. And so, you know, I had a kind of a warped belief system about myself.
So now he said we need to learn how to brainwash our mind. When we are talking about brainwashing, some of us know, yeah, brainwashing has a negative meaning and also have a positive meaning. Many of us, our mind is so infected with negative things, so infected. And that's why he's saying, for you to become successful in this business, for you to become a millionaire, you must learn how to reprogram your mind. Reprogram your mind, because the truth is our experiences during childhood affect our belief system. The experiences of failure we've encountered in the past affect our belief system. Likewise, the experiences of success we acquire in the past affect our belief system. So you need to reprogram your mind. We need to reprogram our mind in order to have the correct belief system that is going to ensure that we succeed in this business.
In school, I was the kid who finished in the half of the class that made the top half possible, you know, not the sharpest tool in the shed. And so I never believed that I was a very smart person. And, you know, I also never had a lot of friends. You know, that was an experience that I had growing up. I was never Mr. Popular. I never had many friends at all. I was always shy. I felt like a very awkward communicator. And so based on those experiences, that shaped my belief system and made me, you know, really not think that I was capable of creating huge results in network marketing. Now, the other way that you're programmed is through external influences. So your friends, your family members, maybe your culture, you're programmed through the media. You know, the media will strike fear in you that, you know, it's not safe to go out. It's not safe to talk to other people. You know, religion, education, there's so many different external forces that shape who you are, things that your parents said about you or family members said about you growing up. Maybe it's things that, you know, your mom or dad said you were shy. And so, you know, you took that on to be true. And I'm going to give you just a story about an experience. And, you know, for me, going back a little bit, you know, I had an experience of failing in business. I started a marketing company online, ended up having a lot of success, and long story short, ended up $100,000 in debt. I ended up having to lay off one of my really good friends, and not a real fun experience. And I remember that day just looking at myself and feeling like a total failure. And I had to choose at that moment. Luckily, I had understood how the belief systems work at this point. And I said, I've got to consciously choose what I'm going to believe about this experience. And I said, I can choose to believe I'm a bad business person and I can not really reach for the, kind of lifestyle and the goals that I really want. Or I can just choose to believe that, this will make me a better business person. And I said, you know what, I've got to choose the latter. And I said, this is going to make me better because I know what not to do. And, getting back to external, to tell you a quick story about how something external programming affected me. I was in 6th grade in school, and, in athletics class, we had to run this 1-mile race. It was 6 laps around this track. And I ran, I was, in the race, and about 100 kids. After the 3rd lap, I was in maybe 10th or 11th place. I was towards the front of the pack, and I was kind of excited because I was never a super athlete growing up, nothing like that. And I just said, I remember thinking to myself, like, all right, I'm going to see if I can win the race. And so I decided for the next 3 laps, I was going to run as hard as I possibly could. And so I gave it my all. I mean, I just ran as hard as I could. And what happened was I ended up finishing in 2nd place. Now, 2nd place out of 100 kids, when I had never been a great athlete before, I was super excited. And the one, kid that beat me, he was like the superstar athlete. And so I remember being so proud of myself, so excited. And I came home after school that day, and I went and told my mom. I said, Mom, we ran a 1-mile race, and out of 100 kids, I finished 2nd. The only kid who beat me was Johnny, and Johnny's like the best athlete in school. And my mom, being a loving mom, she put her arms around me and she said, oh, sweetie, I'm so proud of you. That's amazing, because our family, we're just not good runners at all. And then it just immediately, I took that on to be true. And I was like, I'm not a good runner. And now I remember thinking, as an impressionable young boy, I wonder why. And I remember thinking, I wonder if it's like our knees, or I wonder if it's just our muscles. I didn't know why I wasn't a good runner, but Mom told me our family are not good runners at all. And so guess how many races I tried to win after that? I didn't even try. I didn't even try to win another race because I believed that I was not a good runner.
Now, this is a story explaining the way our family, our external factors can affect our belief system. He talked about going into a race, a running race, whereby out of 100 people, he told himself he's going to make it to the finish line, and he gave in his best. And finally, he took 2nd position in the race. Guess what? Going back home, his mother was proud of the result and now told him that he did well, that in their family, they are not known to be good runners. So he now believed what the mother said and never attempted to even make it to the 1st place or continue racing again. So we need to be very careful about our external environment, our friends, our family, because whatever they say shape into the programming of our mind. What we listen to, our culture, religion, education, because all these, the people we surround ourselves with, those are the laws of association, affect our belief system. And that is why it's very important for you to reprogram if you really want to have a massive successful result in this business.
Experience proved that I was. Based on experience, I was a good runner, but based on an external force programming me, I believed that I wasn't. And so you have to be amazingly mindful of external programming in your life. And the law of association is so true. If you take your 5 best friends and you average the amount of money that they have in their bank account, that is almost to the dollar how much you have in your bank account. You are who you hang around with. My friend and mentor Les Brown, he says it best. He said, if you hang around with 9 broke friends, guess what? You're the 10th. So you have to be mindful.
So each and every one of us, we already know the meaning of law of association. If you hang around 5 lazy people, who will be the 6th lazy person? Tell me, who will be the 6th lazy person? Go to the chat box and tell me. When you hang around 5 broke people, who will be the 6th broke person? When you hang around 5 millionaires, who will be the next millionaire? Because the truth is, I always tell people, the kind of friends you associate with determine the amount in your bank account. If the friends you're associating with are friends that are making less than 500,000, less than 100,000, trust me, that is the quality of money you'll be having in your account. If the friends you're surrounding yourself with are people that are making 1 million, then that is the kind of money you should be having in your account. If you want to be a millionaire, then you need to upgrade your friends. If you want to become a multi-millionaire, upgrade your surrounding, upgrade the people you are surrounding yourself with, because you are the average of the 5 persons you surround yourself with. Someone is saying me, not me, you are the next. So if you surround yourself with 5 lazy people, 5 broke people, 5 poor people, guess what? You end up being like them. But when you surround yourself with 5 confidence people, 5 courageous people, 5 rich people, when you surround yourself with 5 millionaires, it's inevitable for you not to be like them. That is the importance of law of association. Because when you surround yourself with the right group of people, your belief system starts changing.
And if you got external forces that are negatively programming you, that are saying negative things, then listen to me when I say this. You deserve to be treated the way that you allow yourself to be treated. I'm going to say it again. You deserve to be treated the way that you allow yourself to be treated. If you're allowing someone to speak negative about you, you deserve to have that happen. And so you have got to have a backbone. Don't have a wishbone where a backbone ought to be. You've got to stand up for yourself, and you've got to correct people. I had someone in my life one time when I told them about my goal of going out and being a millionaire, and I was going to produce this big organization. And this person laughed like I was just the most ridiculously stupid person in the world. Now, I got mad, and maybe it's a little bit of that personality coming out, but I remember I had to tell that person, I said, listen, if I love you, but don't ever say something like that about me again. Because he laughed, and he basically alluded to the fact that that would never happen. And so I just had to tell him not to ever say something like that again about me. And guess what? He didn't. So he respected me from that point on because I respected myself. And there are times when you may have to have a season of separation. There may be, people in your life who you love and care about. And I've got people in my life that I love and care about, but I just don't spend that much time with them because I can't afford to have negative people, negative forces externally programming me, because I know the law of association is true. And sometimes that external programming, it may be someone as close to you as your spouse. And there may be, times when you've got to stand up for yourself, and you have to just say to them, listen, I love you with all my heart. And I'm not asking you to do anything. I'm not asking you to build this business with me, but what I am asking you to do is respect me. What I am asking you to do is not speak negative to me. I married you because I want a partner who's going to support me in going after my goals and my dreams. Can I count on you for that? And see, if you don't have those crucial conversations, they will just not respect you until you stand up for yourself and respect yourself. Now, the third way that you're programmed, and this is by far the most powerful way that you're programmed, it's your internal programming. It's what you say and what you think about yourself. And the way the mind works, it almost works like a computer. Every keystroke on your computer gets registered in a registry.
So now the third programming is the internal. We have the experience, we have the external, now the internal. Now this internal is very, very important. And that is why he spoke to us about family and friends. The negative persons, be careful to the people you listen to. people that speak words into your mind. In fact, most at times those people could be our family members, our parents, our siblings, our wife, husband, children. Now, the best way to avoid the negativity of your family members, if you cannot disassociate from them, is what? Spending less time with them. Now, but above all, the internal factor of programming, what you say to yourself, what you think about yourself is very, very important. Because my mentor always tell me, when you say I am, whatever follows I am becomes your reality. Be careful of the negative things you say to yourself. In fact, at a point, I had to discipline myself to make sure that everything that comes to my mind about me is a positive word. Very, very important. Always learn to speak positive things to yourself. Whatever you say about yourself becomes your reality. If you say you're sick and weak, you will be sick and weak. If you say you're strong and able, you'll be strong and able. So we need to be careful about what we say to ourselves. Always declare, just like before we started this program, we said a positive self-affirmation. In my study room, I have on my mirror, I have positive self-affirmation I say to myself, because what I'm trying to do is to protect my mind from the distraction and negativity of the world. You must know that your mind is the most powerful tool you have, and whatever you feed in it, it gives to you. It's just like a bulldozer. Is either you allow experience and external circumstances control the vehicle of your mind, or you take charge. And the only way to take charge is by what? Commanding positive things to yourself, speaking positive things to yourself.
And it's the same thing. Every thought, everything that you say gets registered into your mind. And now, I'm not going to go through the depths of this right now. I could create a whole another course on, programming of the mind, but you've got your conscious mind and you've got your subconscious mind. And the subconscious mind is infinitely more powerful than your conscious mind. In your subconscious mind, think of that as your identity. Your identity, it's who you are, or better stated, it's who you really what you really believe you deserve to have. And the way that my programming, the way it worked, what I really believed about myself was that I was a hard worker. That was a good thing. I believed I was a hard worker, but I was also not the sharpest tool in the shed. I felt like I was too young to do network marketing. And I was broke. I was a bad communicator, and I was shy. I had all of these things that I was constantly professing to myself, that I was thinking about myself, and a lot of times saying to myself. And I would say things like, gosh, why am I so broke? And listen, what I learned is the quality of your life is based on the quality of the questions that you ask yourself. So every time I ask myself, why am I so broke? Or why am I such an idiot? Then your subconscious mind has to come up with an answer. And that's not an answer that you want to have. That's not a question that you want to create an answer for. And so here's the thing. Your subconscious does not understand the difference between a truth and a lie. It simply acts upon the programming given to it to carry out actions and results based on the identity that the subconscious creates. And so realize you are a sum total of what you have said and thought about yourself over all of the years. And because I grew up always being poor, I grew up with, a mom working 2 and 3 jobs to work her way through college and work her way through law school. And, my mom is a huge inspiration for me, because by the time I got to high school, she actually got her law degree. She became an attorney. She's actually a judge today. And so she's a huge inspiration for me. And here's what happened is, when she became an attorney and I was in high school, she still had to work a part-time job selling cosmetics in the mall, even though she was an attorney, because she got a job as basically an entry-level attorney and wasn't making a great income. She wanted to live in a nice neighborhood so she could send me to a good school. And so my programming was, no matter how hard you work, no matter what you go through, money is hard to come by. Now, there's no real truth to that, other than that's what I experienced and that's what I took on to be true. And so that's what I was always saying to myself, gosh, I'm so broke. And every time I said, gosh, I'm so broke, it became even more of my identity. So even though I didn't want those results, I was actually forcing myself to be broke because of what I was saying about myself. So we're literally hung by the tongue. And so what you have to do is you have to discipline your thoughts and your words. And this is an ongoing process. I have understood this for, well over 10 years, around 15 years. I've really understood this. And I still today have to catch myself. And, I still today have to, when I say something or think something disempowering, then I have to change that and say, wow, that's not like me at all. Normally I am XYZ, something positive. So you have to stop saying, I'm so broke, and you have to start telling yourself, I'm so wealthy. Now, it's kind of like fake it till you make it. I don't believe at all in fake it till you make it, as in telling other people you're having more success than you are. I'm never lie, never say anything like that. You don't fake it till you make it with other people, but you fake it till you make it with yourself. And the science of the mind says that the subconscious does not understand the difference between a truth and a lie. So what I'm saying essentially is lie to yourself about who you want to become. And so here's the thing. I told myself I was a multimillionaire thousands and thousands of times before I ever had the results. And so instead of saying I'm broke, you start saying I'm wealthy. Instead of saying, why am I such an idiot? You say, why am I such a genius? And you just correct yourself on the spot. Now, it was hard for me because I was so conditioned to do that. I did it over and over and over. So you have to be mindful of that. You've got to be disciplined about what you say and what you think about yourself. And so let's carry on. Beliefs, the key to momentum and
Okay, importance of internal talk. He said, whatever you want to say after I am must be very positive. Never you say I am broke. Never you say I am poor. He said, fake it until you make it to yourself, not to people, because it's very important what you say to yourself. In fact, I remember the first thing I faked until I made it was to be a millionaire. As all of you know my story, I started making money at the age of 12. My father stopped taking care of me at the age of 12. That was when my life began as an entrepreneur. It's not as if he gives us money, but you must work for the money he's giving you. So I told myself I was going to be a millionaire. In fact, I told myself I am a millionaire. I have my goal book here. If you have taught us about the goal book, in my goal book, if you can see, my first goal was 2015. 2015, I told myself I am a millionaire. I keep, not 2015, when I was 12 years old, I keep telling myself I am a millionaire, I am a millionaire. And guess what? I finally became a millionaire at the age of 24. It took me 12 years. Why? Because I was doing everything alone. But now, connected with the RDI NGO, connected with the Empowered Consumerism business model, in less than 1 year, I made my first million. In less than 3 years, I've earned over 18 million in this business. So you must learn how to say positive things to yourself. Even if you're not seeing it, just keep saying it, keep believing it. Enjoy the fulfillment of it already being a reality. In fact, by next week, I'm going to show you guys my vision board in my house. There are things I paste in at the mirror of my room, in my bathroom, in fact, in my parlor. Things that I know I'm seeing, those are my vision, things I want to achieve. Because the truth is, if you see it well enough in your mind eye and you believe it strongly with a strong emotional energy, then trust me, with the amount of effort you're going to put into place, with a consecutive and consistent action you're taking, it's just a matter of time before it becomes a reality. I remember when I keep telling myself I'm going to be in an aeroplane one day, right from when I was a kid. But today, I'm the first person that have ever entered an aeroplane in my family. I know it can be funny, but these are small fantasy, unconsciously, because the truth is your mind is just like a farm. Anything you plant, it gives to you. So let's learn how to program ourselves. Sometimes we can't control negative thoughts entering our mind, But let me tell you, the moment negative thoughts enter your mind, you need to cancel it and proclaim something positive. If it's my mentor, he'll tell you, when something negative enters your mind, just speak out loud and cancel it, rebuke it, saying something positive. So let's learn how to say positive things to ourselves. And that is why the self-affirmation, I'm going to post it to our various WhatsApp group again. Keep saying it, keep affirming it to yourself, see it to fulfillment. Now, at this point, we'll be ending for today. Though we are not done, by tomorrow we'll finish the belief programming, the feeling. We just did the programming of the mind. So by tomorrow, we'll continue with belief, feeling, activity, result, and lifestyle. So before we conclude, I would like in the next 5 minutes, I want to unmute some of us for us to tell me one thing you learned this morning from the fundamentals of being a millionaire in our business. Just one thing you learned this morning from the I'll be unmuting like 5 persons, so you have 1 minute to talk. Then for most of us that will not be unmuting, I'll need you to go to the chat box and type in what you learned. I'll need you to go to the chat box and type in what you learned. So the first person on my list is Blessing. Mrs. Blessing Ginika. Go ahead, unmute yourself. Tell us one thing you learned this morning. Mrs. Blessing, are you there? Okay, Mr. Toby, go ahead, unmute yourself. Tell us what you learned this morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, everyone. All right. So just a one word. What I truly learned is just the belief. Belief. And belief comes with our programming, positive affirmations. What we tell ourselves is most important. No matter what the external factors throw against us, what we think and say about ourselves is most important. Because the last thing he just said is that you have to fake it till you make it. And that is one of the mantras I've been carrying for a very long time. A very, very long time. I always have one kind of picture in my head about myself. I say, me, I'm successful. Me, I'm living a happy life. No matter the circumstance around me, I might be going through a very, very challenging moment, but within me, I will just start laughing. I will just start smiling and say, all these things no be. I pass on. So I always tell myself those things because of the belief that I intentionally program my mind and, lie to myself to make it positive. So he said, it is not you faking it to make it to other people. It's about you doing it for yourself. Understand? You fake it to make it. You lie to yourself as a result of getting a positive or having a positive belief. So that's just a belief system. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's wonderful. Mr. Toby, you're not lying to yourself. You're only prophesying what you want to be. You're prophesying your future to yourself. Thank you very much for that wonderful sharing. So, Ms. Blessing, Ambassador Blessing, go ahead.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Before stating my contribution, I just want to express how happy and excited I am with the rollout of this Millionaire School. It's the best thing that is happening. And in short, the first thing that struck me, the first thing I learned was the first one that dropped. I had to become, or I can be a millionaire. See the need of money. And when people sign up to this business, A lot of people I sign up directly, they are signing up because they saw my story and they want to become millionaires likewise. But from this millionaire school training, we need to go back to the drawing board. Okay.
Okay, Ms. Blessing, seems like your network.
If we don't have the belief, if you don't have the belief that the first thing is to become, be a then. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Hello? Okay. And the last one I want to talk about is talking about our success in this business, okay? Our success in this business is a repeated action, small action done repeatedly. Also, we learned that we should learn how to brainwash our minds, okay? Positive brainwashing for us to become a millionaire. Learn how to surround your thoughts. Always have positive thoughts about yourself, okay? And lastly, we need to be patient with ourselves, okay? We need to be patient with different results for different individuals. There's no need of you coming into the business and in 1 month, in 1 year, you are not a millionaire and that's enough reason for you to give up. No, everybody have their own time and season, but most importantly, we should ensure that we are constantly undergoing the process. It's very, very important. And from what the video we learned, it took him 10 years to become a worker. He started from the scratch. But what we have now, he started building his company from the scratch. But the company is there already, the product. I think it is easier for us. So all we need to do is to keep undergoing the process, and we need to be patient with ourselves. Thank you very much. This is the list I have.
Wow, that's wonderful. Thank you very much, Ambassador Blessing. Mrs. Moshumola, go ahead, unmute yourself. Just 1 minute. Just tell us one thing you learned. If I didn't call you up, so sorry, but please, if you're here, go to the chat box and share your comments of what you learned. Mrs. Moshumola, go ahead. Tell us, share with us one thing that you learned this morning.
Oh, good morning, madam, and everyone in the house.
Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning. Go ahead. We can hear you.
Okay. Unfortunately, I joined very late. I mean, I just joined when you were wrapping up the program.
Okay,
but few points I pick from those two who have spoken now is our belief system, positive confession.
Yes.
On all that we want to achieve in the business. Those lines I have just picked now. I didn't really hear all that you have said before.
Okay.
Because I just joined as you're finishing.
Okay, wonderful. Mr. Fred, thank you very much, Ma. Mr. Fred, go ahead, unmute yourself. Mr. Fred, go ahead, unmute yourself. In fact, if you have something to share, just raise up your hand so that I can unmute you. If you have something to share, raise your hand so that I can unmute you. We have 3 minutes to go. Mr. Fred, go ahead.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Hello, ma. Good morning, ma.
Good morning.
For what I got this morning from the meeting, I think one of the things I picked was that believe, we just have to believe on ourselves, believe on what we are doing. If we actually believe that, especially have that confidence that this business is going to give us that financial freedom, we should believe and take actions. It is only when you take actions that you can actually get the desired results. You can't just stay on your own and just be open. Say when you leave your house, that's when the results will come in. So you don't just have to just stay on your own and just be believing alone. Believing is good, but actions need to be taken in order to get the desired results. I think that's one of the points I got today.
Wow, thank you very much. Actions must be taken, activities must be taken, must be acted upon. Very, very important. Mr. Aminu said, I learned how the external forces contribute to our success and our failure. Mrs. Moji said, whatever you say, I don't want you to say whatever you say, personalize what you are saying, personalize your lesson. Whatever I say after I am is very, very important. Okay, let me unmute Bakule. Sorry if I am murdering your name. Go ahead, unmute yourself. Then teach me how to pronounce your name well. Hello.
Hello.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. My name is Bukola Daramola.
Okay. So go ahead.
Bukola. Yeah, Buki Daramola. It's my first time doing your Zoom meeting. I found it short and I've learned a lot. And I really wish other people will listen to this kind of Zoom to learn. You have just taught us basic facts about life, and I'm going to teach as many people as possible too. You have taught me that I should be careful what I think of my success. Success starts from you. If you have a positive thought about yourself, then you can, grow into it. You mirror it first. Just like you said, fake it to make it yourself before doing that to the world. That is one thing I take from this meeting this morning. Good morning. Thank you.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you very much. Wow, that's awesome. Thank you very much. So I really want to appreciate each and every one of us for our time. By tomorrow, we are not done. We just spoke about programming. We still have belief, feelings, activity, results, and lifestyle. I'll be concluding on that tomorrow. Now, today is Monday. What activities have you mapped out? Let me share you guys my activity. Today is Monday. I intend on, as a leader, I'm going to call all my success lines, the people that are in my RDI VIP coaching. I'm going to call all of them. I'm going to see how far they've gone in the action executing steps I've given them, in the tasks I've given them. I'm going to review them. Today, I'm going to prospect a new batch of customers online and offline. Today, I'm going to follow up on all my prospects that I gave the video to watch yesterday. In fact, as I'm speaking to you through my prospecting, some of them, I started it this morning. It's very important you learn time management. This morning, just from my follow-up, I followed up on all those I gave the video yesterday and all those that watched. As you can see this morning, someone sent me his payment. He started his installment payment of 10,000. Now, assuming I sat down doing nothing, this result will not come out. You need to know that it's about the activities, the actions you're taking. Today is Monday. Our next live business presentation is on Wednesday. How many persons, how many new customers are you bringing on board? On Saturday, I brought about 15 new customers on board. I'm going to follow up on them. I've given a lot of them the video to watch yesterday. I have to follow up on them to know if they've watched the video, what they like best. And today, I'm going to map out, today I'm going to do some presentations. I'm going to do a business presentation for some persons. Now, today is Monday. What line of activities have you mapped out? It's very simple that some of us are deliberately lazy in doing nothing, despite everything, almost everything has been done for us. For example, in our WhatsApp group, your leader will say, look at this post. It has already been composed. Just for you to forward it to your own WhatsApp group, some of us will sit down and we are not forwarding. Sometimes your leader even help you to forward. If I were you, you should know that what your leader is helping you do in your WhatsApp group is an assistant, because they've seen you've not done it. For you to prove that you're growing in this business and growing mentally as an entrepreneur, you should learn how to copy and paste. This business is very simple. We are just the one that is complicating it. They post on the WhatsApp, post this, look at this message. They've already composed it and put in your username, put in your user ID, then post it to your prospective WhatsApp group, post it to your broadcast list, upload it on your Facebook, upload it on your status, upload it on your Instagram. Many of us, natural, do you see why I say it's not everybody that will be successful in this business? Some of us, the level at which we are living in our life, we made ourselves that way. It's intentional that we are lazy and we are determined to fail. Because I see no reason why some of us, everything has been made for you. Just copy and paste. Many of us are not doing that. How do you think you'll be successful? What activities are you doing? You are already being guided. Okay, follow up. Motivation pictures and write-up are being posted on our WhatsApp group. All you need to do is to copy and forward it to your own WhatsApp group where you are having your prospects, or to your broadcast list. That is what we should be doing. So please, let's take on massive activity. Be intentional on inviting people for business presentation. Be intentional on prospecting to people, inviting them to join your WhatsApp group for more information. Be intentional on sharing the video. Yesterday, I shared videos to almost 4,000 persons. I shared our presentation video to 4,000 persons yesterday. Today, I'm going to repeat it. How many people have you shared our video to? Even if you cannot present, go with your phone and let them watch the video. Today, I'm already doing follow-up on over 1,500 persons. What are you doing? Know that it's all about activity. If you're not taking action on activity, this one is not you creating the activity. The activity, it has been laid out that all you need to do is to copy and paste. Let's be intentional, because the truth is the system we have now, you have no reason not to be a millionaire this year, 2021. If you're not a millionaire, trust me, you are the one that made the decision not to be a millionaire, because you made a decision not to take action on all the activities involved in making you a millionaire. So thank you very much for our time. As we go out to take action on all activities that we need to do today, make sure you share our video with nothing less than 500 persons. Request for the prospecting video and write-up. Make sure you prospect to different people online and offline. We have a system to all this, and we'll be teaching as the time goes on. Which coaching program are you? This is a new week. Are you in week 1? Each and every one of us here, we are in the VIP group of the VIP coaching group of various leaders. If you're in week 1, have you completed your week 1 tasks? Have you submitted your reviews and giving your report on things you need to do to your leaders? Are you in week 2? Are you in week 3? Are you in week 4? Are you now a rising star wanting to become an influential mentor? The activities is there, but the truth is, if you fold your hands and you don't take action on them, the results you're looking for will not produce it. And I urge each and every one of us today, success starts with what? You. It starts with you. You already have the external system, the factor, the environment in the RGI. All you need to do is to take advantage of it and create that success, that result you truly desire. So thank you very much for today. Thank you very much for your time as we meet again tomorrow to finish up the fundamentals of how to become a millionaire in our business this year. Is a must. Tell those your village people to leave you. You must be a millionaire in this business, this 2021. Because personally, I have, in fact, one of my goals is to make sure that at least I raise up to 100 persons. 100 persons, that's me. I don't know, I don't care if you are interested or not. That is my goal. If you want to be among them, then let's work together. This year, my goal is to make sure that 100 persons become millionaire in our business. I make 100 persons millionaire, 100 associates becoming a millionaire in this business. And I'm ready to go all out. It's not left for you. Whether you make a decision or not, I know that I'm going to produce that result. So why not take advantage of what's happening in our business today, what's happening in our system, and what's happening in our organization to have that desired lifestyle that you want. Thank you very much, and see you tomorrow by 8 p.m. Thank you.